Welcome to Thriving with Inattentive ADHD in the Workplace. 60-minute session. I'm going to try my best to honor your time and energy so that you have the tools needed. Now, there is a caveat to this. Might not get through all of it, but I'm going to try it. Anything I miss out, if you follow us on our socials, you'll be able to get some extra surprise Easter eggs, even though it's not nowhere near Easter. So let me begin today with asking you to join us on Menti to connect with the community. This is your psychological safe space to share. You go to menti.com, put that code 46262001 in, and you'll be able to join in today. And I'm just going to go to the chat and put it in. Okay, then I'm going to ask you a question that some of you have already answered. Where are you joining from today? Which city or country? It's always good to know where you are dialing in from to see how big the community really is reaching. Hi for all of you that are in the chat. Hi Sam, Ahmed, Kat, Mary, Suzanne, Lena, Anna, Lydia, Isla, Caroline, Lisa, Alexandra, Susan, Lisa, again, it's two Lisas, Paul, Isabel, Noor, Ali, and April. So thank you for joining. So if you're on Menti, I see 21 of you on here. Where are you joining in from today? Put it in the chat. Either the chat on StreamYard or either the response via Menti. So far we have London, Amsterdam, Manchester, Highworth, Poole, Dorset, Midlands, West Yorkshire, Milan, Wirral, South Wales, more London, Bogota, North Wales, Winchester, West London, Milton Keynes, Leatherhead, Newcastle, Leeds, Halton, Shropshire, Dublin, but in London, Shropshire, Essex, Halton, East Sussex, Guildford, Scotland, Shrewsbury, Manchester. Amazing. Hi to you globally, across the world, across the UK. Thank you so much for joining us. See in the chat as well. Joining from Devis in the UK. I've never actually been there. Never heard of that one. We're all. I see Northumberland in the chat as well. Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, Paul. Hello, Leanne. Hello, Amber. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, obviously, all of you are interested in this content, and so it's great. Say hi to everyone in the chat. Fantastic for joining. I just want to give you a heads up. You're not here to be fixed. You're here to be equipped. So again, I might not get through all the content because there's a lot there. And I geeked out, hyper-focused, and put a lot of information in the slides. But I'm going to do something I shouldn't actually be doing, so don't tell the boss. I'm going to send you, everyone that's registered on Eventbrite, access to some goodies that will help to actually implement this. So remind me. Okay, so you understand your inattentive brain works at work, gain practical skills, and learn to advocate just a little bit. So let's begin, because we're going to be finishing at the top of the hour. So the first thing I want you to do is repeat after me. My brain is brilliant by design. My way of thinking adds value. Workplaces succeed when they include different minds. I can't hear you, but the louder you say it, the more the world will vibrate. My brain is brilliant by design. My way of thinking adds value. Workplaces succeed when they include different minds. Again, we are equipping, not fixing here. So I just want you to say done. If you have said this to yourself out loud in your head, just say it. Just say it. Just say it. It matters because your brilliant mind is associated with high creativity, innovation, entrepreneurial strengths. And 55% of adults, despite this, actually experience workplace performance challenges that are misunderstood as character flaws. And so we need to remember the truth. This simple thing is actually research. It's just science. Because dynamic attention, selective memory, strategic energy, and that's not dysfunction. dysfunction. That's design. These are great things to have, traits to have. And so I need you to remember that. Okay. And thank you all who have said they've done, they've repeated it back to themselves. They said it loud, they said it in their head. Thank you, Natalie, Sarah, Paul, Judith, and everyone else. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we are moving on. Adults with ADHD have cognitive capacity and often a desire to excel but face systematic barriers in environments. We are talking about how do we adjust the environments, because the environments currently are set for neurotypical executive function patterns. And so we need this reminder sometimes, because it's the environment, not you. So thumbs up if you agree before I move on. Thumbs up if you agree, if you're an advocate, if you're an ally of this. Look, the research is there. Adamu et al. In 2013 did this. Thumbs up using StreamYard. Thumbs up using Menti. I see 53 people on Menti, by the way. So if you do want to join, the code is at the top as well. Agreeing, Andy, Samantha, Christine, Paula, thank you. Okay, so we're all on the same page here, right? We're all on the same page. Fantastic. And I want to tell you much more around this. I dislike the word consistency because it's not that I'm inconsistent. It's that there's energy fluctuation challenges. It's not that I like focus. It's focus regulation challenges. It's not that I'm careless. I've got working memory differences. And so I want you to own each and every single part of this, because this is what inattentive ADHD really is. It's about regulation, not your ability. It's about regulation. If you are shifting towards this more, put in the chat regulation or thumbs up if you are in Menti. Actually, just put R. You know what it means. You don't have to spell the whole regulation. Just put R in the chat on StreamYard if you are shifting your focus towards this, or thumbs up via Menti, right? It's not a lack of focus. It's not carelessness. It's not inconsistency. Somebody says, you just need to be more consistent. It's not about consistency. It's energy fluctuation. Thank you all. Anne-Marie, Elizabeth, Priya, Judith, Natalie, Fiona, Mary, Wendy. We're all in agreement, right? This is what we're shifting towards. This is what we're reminding ourselves of. The science is there. We're just literally agreeing with the science. It's science. Okay. So I call it a disorder of performance, not knowledge. So you can focus, but you can struggle to know where and when that focus goes. That's regulation. Just giving you that reminder. Okay. We need some interaction here. Make sure that I've got you in here. So just again, another reminder, if you've been called lazy, inconsistent, or not trying hard enough, that was an insight. That was ignorance by others of your neurology. My dyslexia is playing up today. Neurology. You know what I mean? It's on the screen. You know what I mean? Thumbs up if you are taking this on board. Before I move on. So this word lazy doesn't belong to you. This word not trying hard enough. These phrases, they are incorrect. Incorrect. Ignorant. Yes, discriminative. Because neurology-wise, that word that I can't seem to say today, you know, and everyone, again, 100%, we know what you mean, don't worry. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you, Ally. Okay, so we're going to continue. Well, if you're on Menti, the 66 people that are on Menti, the workplace reality, which of these shows up most for you at work? Select all of them that apply. Hopefully you can select all of them. It's giving you the ability, or just choose the one that resonates more. What shows up for most of you at work? What was I doing? Moments, losing track mid-task, struggling to start despite knowing what to do. Time doesn't always line up with reality. Hence this presentation. We might not do the whole content. Missing key information in fast conversations. So you're probably aware that I'm ADHD too. And so my speed is super fast. Hyper focus on the wrong thing at the wrong time, or all of the above and more that couldn't fit on here. So we've got like 23, 25 people, 26 across the board saying, actually, it's what was I doing again? I'm hyper-focusing on the wrong thing, right? But you can see across the board, all of these apply. So I just want you to take this in. You are in a community of shared experience. You are not alone in this. And it's important we take that in. And so, and thank you for those that have shared in the chat, because working memory deficits, right, means that manipulating information over short periods can lead to the experience of losing the thread mid-task. So again, it's neurology, that word again, love it. Also, task initiation difficulties stem from impaired activation of the default mode network. So it's nothing to do with motivation or willpower. So everyone that's kind of saying, I'm not motivated. I don't just have the will or discipline. Task initiation. Let's use the correct language. And last but not least, time is different. I mean, who here has experienced time blindness? Me, I'm putting my hands up. If that is something that you've experienced, put me in the chat or thumbs up this slide. Again, this is science. All of it, right? All of it and more. Yep. Yes. I'm watching a series. All of a sudden, I've watched a whole series and I'm thinking it must have been time's gone by and it's nighttime. My whole day is gone. I'm doing a bit of work and all of a sudden I've got a meeting. Yeah, what is the time? Exactly, Anne-Marie. What is the time? Based on that, we've literally just gone into 12 minutes of being live. And so I want to get into more interactive stuff, but I'm loving all the comments in here. Struggling to start and get out of bed sometimes. Yeah, that singing my tune, Charlotte, or Carlot. Apparently, the order of time explains that time isn't linear at all, according to the latest understanding. Thank you, ND, for that. It's a nightmare at work. People think I do on purpose. I know. People's ignorance. Remember, we talked about neurology. This is all neuroscience, neurology, and temporal processing. These things, these traits are real. And so, every single thing you just voted for has a neurological basis. I like neurological better because I say it properly. This isn't failing, you failing. This is your brain working differently in environments that don't account for that difference. So again, thumbs up if you agree. Well, actually, it's not agree. Just put facts. Just put facts in the chat. Just put facts and thumbs up. I've missed client appointments due to this. Yeah, Anne-Marie, me too. Me too. And we're going to talk about that in a bit. We're going to talk about the element of what that means for us sometimes. Facts, facts, facts. Yes. Every single thing you just voted for has a neurological basis. In the chat, you've put facts. Facts. Yes, this is your brain working differently in environments. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. I don't know why it changed. So I'm just going to go in the chat. We've got lots of facts. People are agreeing. Ronan says, I say that for neurodivergence, it's like having an Android, and for neurotypicals, it's like having an iOS. An app can only work on one system. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you. Thank you, Karen and Carmel and everyone else. We are literally shifting the narrative here. So I'm a DC fan, also a Marvel fan. And so you might know this guy's a Joker. But this is not the villain. Today, never has been, never will be. I want you to take a breath and recognize this is the real villain. Shame and silence. We've got unidentified needs here. We blame ourselves. We struggle. Then we don't have support. And then we burn out. and we miss out on things that are made for us. So that's the real villain, not the Joker. The Joker is a hero. Controversial, I know. The point is, Heath Ledger was the best Joker. I agree. Okay, so if this resonates with you, I just want you to take, like, I've done it in 5 steps here, right? They lead on to each other. I want you in the comments to say true. Or just like which one you struggle with, put a number in there. Because sometimes it could be like, okay, I've got my needs that are identified. I know that I'm blaming myself, but I'm actually going to try to figure out something. I have support, but it maybe not be the right support. Sometimes it's just missing some of this piece, right? But all I want you to recognize is that shame and silence doesn't help. There is nothing for you to be ashamed of. And so I want you to make that land. Okay. We have some great insights. And again, look in the community, look in the chat. You are all validating this experience. All right. Alexandra, I see you. The fact that you've been told I don't need workplace assessment for ADHD needs by a manager when you requested one is on point wrong. So, yeah, no, that's not a thing. Perimenopause combined with ADHD, perfect storm. Yeah, Oof. I think my colleague created something around perimenopause with ADHD recently. I think there might be a few resources that might help. But anyway, I digress. That's the real villain, shame and silence. Right, and I also want to tell you why we need to remove the shame and silence, right? Shame significantly predicts decreased self-advocacy. You're less likely to advocate for yourself when you feel shamed. That's like you basically shrink, which to me is not on. And so I want you to remind yourself when you feel shame or when you experience shame, you're almost dimming your light because you're not even able to self-advocate. So we need to make sure that this is what's happening for us. Okay. Isla, thank you so much for sharing ADHD and hormones in women. Appreciate you. Keep encouraging each other. And Marine, Alexandra, amazing. Thank you always in the chat for being a community. I know you are. Okay. Another piece around this, right? Depression, anxiety, and workplace withdrawal, and independent of ADHD symptoms. So let's let this sink in. If you have this internalized stigma, you're more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and workplace withdrawal. Research, it's right there. It's in green and yellow. And so these are another reasons why we cannot subscribe to this. Imposter and shame is the enemy of progress and not reaching their full potential. Agree, Judith. Agree. So we know why it happens. We also know why we need to change the narrative. There's been research presented on it. But I want to also reiterate, it isn't a side effect. It's actively preventing you from getting the support that would help. And so we want to basically break that cycle of naming the pattern. And so in the comments, so that I know you are with me, I want you to use the word break. I want you to thumbs this up if you are using Menti. Your ex-partner, X for a reason, Katrine, X for a reason. Put him in a bin. Thank you for sharing that. Put him in a bin. Okay, break. Put the word break in if we are ready to break cycles, because we are going to be naming the pattern. I see a lot of you are putting break or thumbs in up in Menti. Either one is a valid break. Break. Absolutely. Break with exclamation marks. Okay. Amazing. We are breaking cycles, breaking generational cycles. If you want to go there, we're doing that too. Let's do it. Break. Yes. Put it in the bin. Yes. Love it. Okay. So these are the 4. There's probably more. Common workplace challenges. I think you can pin it, but don't quote me on that. If it doesn't pin, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're naming the pattern, right? Is my focus shifting? Is it task initiation? Is it working memory? Is it processing speed? What is it? What's going on? What's happening right now? These are the 4 most common workplace challenges. I'm not saying there's a whole lot more. There is. But these are the 4 most common. And so I want you to take note and see what that pattern is that comes up for you. Just going to take a breath here. We got 2, we got 4, we got 2 and 3. Yes, employers do need training to understand principles in neurodivergent individuals as well, and being neuro-inclusive. To completely agree, Wendy, and that's why exceptional individuals are collaborating with amazing associate trainers to help support that. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. What numbers are we in the chat? We've got a lot of 1, 2, and 3s. We've got 4s. We've got 1 and 2s. We have, for all of them are getting me. Okay, yeah. So 1, 2, 4. But the fact is, you're aware of it, right? Fantastic. 1, 2, and 4. 3 sometimes, or 4. Okay. I hear you. I see you. I acknowledge you. So this is cognitive load. Trying harder will not work. Environmental accommodation and strategic support will. So if the cognitive load is impacting you because of those 4 things or more, then forget the trying harder piece. And forget not doing your job, because you can do your job quite fine. Your environment needs to change. Okay? And you need strategic support. And so what does that look like? Well, actually, just a reminder, I know I'm preaching to the choir here. These are your strengths. If you didn't remember them, you got hyper focus when interested, creative problem solving, pattern recognition, curiosity driven learning, empathy and relationship building. These are just a few of your strengths, by the way. Just a few. You've got a plethora of them. I couldn't fit them all on the screen. So if somebody forgot to tell you, this is why you're brilliant. Just saying. All right? And strengths emerge with the right conditions. So if you're not seeing these strengths, are you in the right conditions? Are you in the right environment? In the chat on Menti, I want you to put the thumbs up or there's an emoji sign with the muscle, if you can find it. I think that's pretty cool. These are strengths. Activate them by putting yourself in the right conditions, the right environment. Yeah. Exactly. There's so much more. I've just literally can't cover all of them, Emma. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we are nearly halfway through, and I want to make sure that I give you the meat and potatoes of this session. The first thing I'm going to share with you is the momentum map. We're going to match tasks to your actual energy. Okay? When you have high energy, your priority levels of like maybe do deep work, important decisions, have challenging conversations. When you have low energy, perhaps it's better to do maintenance work like organizing, filing, tidying, resetting. And the priorities become admins, emails, routines, follow-ups. So you can see where your priorities will shift depending on your energy levels. Remember, this is a regulation piece. And this is around having momentum. And so I know everyone's like very conscious of time in terms of like we have to do certain things at certain times, but you succeed when your brain can, not when the clock can. Okay? And so I'm just going to leave this up here for a little bit. Lots of circadian rhythm variations, very much Journal of Attention Disorders speak. But bottom line is, the thing you need to remember, 45%, right? It varies across the day. Your energy fluctuates. And so task performance improve when you self-select tasks, timing based on your perceived alertness rather than following fixed schedules. So you're going to start to take a bit more ownership of your schedule. Can you put the word own, O-W-N, in the chat, just to know that you're going to be shifting that a bit more? And I know it's hard sometimes, but actually your task performance improves significantly when you self-select task timings based on perceived alertness. Put own in the chat. Yeah, sleeping is so hard for you, right? You want to sleep when people are awake. Yeah. Different rhythms, circadian rhythms, and honoring that, Anna, that's where the magic happens. Thank you, Mary, Andy, Kat, Wenda, Natalie, Paula, Anne-Marie, Leanne, Carmel, Sarah, Banja, Emma, Anna, and everyone else in the chat that's saying own. Okay? Appreciate you and see you. And night owls, I see you. Okay. My energy fluctuates. Fluctuations aren't weaknesses. They're biological reality. Not making excuses. It's strategic resource management. So who here wants to be strategic with their management, resource management? I want you to say it with me. Once you said it, I want you to put done in the chat. So done. My energy fluctuations aren't weaknesses. They're biological reality. Planning around them isn't making excuses. Strategic resource management. Yeah, put done when you've said it out loud. Done, done, done. Okay. Love the action takers in this community. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for showing up for the community, but also yourself. Okay. Again, we're shifting that narrative. So hopefully you can pin this. When is your high energy focus time? Be honest, not aspirational. And if you're not using Menti, put in the chat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Okay, so far we have, it changes constantly, no reliable pattern. Night out, everything after dark, afternoon, post lunch is my time, got late, coming live later. And, you know, even honoring what high energy, I don't have any. Mid-morning, 9 to 12, got peak performance. Can you see how even though you're ADHD and you've come in here with inattentive ADHD traits, everyone is different. So when somebody says, well, this person's ADHD, why can't you do? Shut it down. Shut that conversation down right now, because you can see here the proof is in the pudding. Literally, everyone's high energy focus time is so, so different. We've got some 1s in the chat. We've got some 4s. We've got Ronan with the 5 a.m. club. We've got 1s. We've got 5s. Early mornings. We've got 5 to 6. We have 2s and 5s. A crash of 3, 5, 6. Yeah, it varies, right? But recognizing where you land is such an important awareness piece. Just honor it. Honor your high energy focus time. Yeah, absolutely. It changes, right? And just want to acknowledge that. Yeah. It changes constantly. No real pattern. So, and it's so different from people, which is what we just demonstrated here. Okay. So, apparently 68% show evening or highly variable patterns. So it's not consistent. Just again, backing up what we're seeing here. Research is there, already showing you exactly what you've already shared. So, just in English, if you're an evening focused person with ADHD, you're being asked to do your hardest cognitive work during your biological low performance window. So you're basically having a systematic mismatch. Systemic mismatch. Yeah. Fiona, I see you. 30-hour day. Okay. Loving the thumbs up in the community and the reiterating this is what our reality looks like. Okay. So how do we keep going on to make sure that I've missed a slide? So whatever you voted, put that time block in your calendar right now as a focus zone protect. Actually do it and then type done here or in the chat. So whatever you voted, I know you said it's variable. So if it's variable, have where you are right now in terms of your energy levels, put in focus zone protect. That's all I need you to do. Go into your calendar. I'll wait 30 seconds, a minute. And then when you've done it, say done. I want you to protect your time. Make it a reoccurring schedule. Focus zone, protect. You can, because you can always do like November, more in November, more in December. Make it a new way of being. Oh, nice. You're like Superman. Well, your energy levels depend on the sun, natural light, super important. So amazing. Okay, great. So we've got a few done in the chats. Chris, Cat. I'm going to say Choma. I might be wrong. Emma. See how I go low when I don't know how to say the name. Anna, Anne-Marie, Carmel, Judith, Fiona. Wenda, look in 2026 and start doing it. And Alexandra. Okay. Thank you so much for taking that step. Protecting your focus zone. It's you basically creating a boundary. It's you basically saying, I am not available for everyone and everything. I need to do focus work. Okay, great. People have put done as well here on Menti. My focus protect Saturday and Sunday, done. Amazing. Time zones. So when are you not going to be available for regular client calls? When are you available? When's your energy window? Okay, great. You're going to add it to your calendar to think about that. Okay. Love the action. Love the action. Try 2026. Okay. So you can use your natural high focus windows for impact tasks, protect your energy for priority work, and schedule admin for lower energy times. Ask yourself, when does my brain actually work best? I wake up, I have since I was a child, at 6 a.m., sometimes at 5, and I'm just ready to go. And sometimes I try to put exercise in that time. Sometimes my brain's already like going and I just need to get going with some work. It's just my energy patterns, my natural rhythm. So I work with it rather than forcing it in a box. So what's the biggest thing stopping you from thriving at work right now? Is it I can't start tasks even when I know what to do? Is it interruption completely derails my day? I forget important information constantly. Shame stops me from asking for help. Hopefully we scratched that one out. I overpromise because I don't know my capacity. Everything feels urgent and overwhelming. Well, if everything's important, nothing's important, right? That's how it comes up. So use Menti and type in or choose which one resonates with you. If you are not a mentee, use the chat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And then just put in the chat which one. Which one? Yeah, everything feels urgent and overwhelming, right? Okay, great. So I have got some training that AI will be delivering in a week's time, which goes a bit more deeper and works with your neurotype a bit more effectively. So look out for that on Eventbrite for that, and we'll get some of our associate trainers involved too. So far I've seen 1, 3, and 7. I'm seeing biggest thing that stops me from thriving at work is being unsure about publishing certain webinars. Okay, yeah. So it's almost like analysis paralysis, right? Everything feels urgent and overwhelming. Okay. So we've got a mixture, but we're saying what's the biggest thing stopping you from thriving right now? Now you know it again. You're recognizing the pattern. You know how to move forward, hopefully. So there's a few things, right? If shame wins, these are the things that you can do. Every single one of these is a system solution. You're not failing, you're missing the system. So we just need to find a system that works for you. So instead of, can you take a look? For example, communication clarity, we say, can you review these 3 items and confirm by 3 p.m.? Very specific. For you say, I didn't understand, say, can you summarize the next actions in 1 or 2 bullet points? We want to increase certainty, confidence, and performance. We want mutual success. Like somebody says, have you got any thoughts about this? I'm still kind of, I'm in an hour, I'm not quite sure where to start and begin, and I was teaching a group yesterday this. When it comes to communication, the more info you can give, the more specifics what you need from me, unless it's a FYI, the better. And so swap some of the language pieces to get certainty, confidence, and increased performance. The other piece around this is that specific concrete communication reduces cognitive load by 40%. 40% compared to ambiguous instruction. So anytime somebody's ambiguous and you're like, I've got analysis paralysis now. I'm not sure what's going on. I need to ask 1,000 different questions. That's causing you cognitive load. That's making you so tired. So if you're able to have specific concrete communication, you're able to save a lot of energy. If you're up for saving energy, put yes in the chat. Who doesn't want more energy? And going to the chat now, I don't know how to prioritize either, Samantha. So you're seeing some shared things here. Interruptions are the worst, mostly meetings and calls. Blan, 23 minutes. Takes 23 minutes for a neurotypical person to get back to what they was doing when they're interrupted. Because of the way that our neurodivergence presents, it can take even more. So, another reason to put those boundaries in place. Okay. So, yes. Okay, so one of my tells is I say okay a lot. And I also want to give you a heads up. It's not about disclosure. There are some great tools on our website around disclosure, and I think you can even get some support around disclosing, but you just want to articulate your needs for high performance. What helps me do my best work to deliver highest quality? Can we use a written recap for clarity? You don't need to disclose. Here's why. And again, we've all had weird responses from when we've disclosed to people. Just ones that are just like, what did they say? Can I tape that? Do I need to take you to court? All of these things, right? The bottom line is disclosure in workplace settings has mixed outcomes. It's not consistent. And so in order for us to kind of take ownership, I want you to own that you don't owe anyone your diagnosis. I do, however, deserve conditions that let me perform well. I don't owe anyone my diagnosis. I do deserve conditions that let me perform well. If you agree, thumbs this up and just say, yep, in the chat. Yep, in the chat if you agree with me. And you've actually said it out loud. I don't owe anyone my diagnosis. I do deserve conditions that let me perform well. In the chat, we've got yep, we've got true, we've got yep, yeps. I agree. Yep. I don't owe anyone my diagnosis. I do deserve conditions that let me perform well. As long as it's on your terms, Alexandra, as long as it's on your terms. But you are not there to be do the emotional labor of educating everyone. The same. Because that takes a lot of energy as well. There's a thing called Google and Exceptional Individuals that help support that training, that understanding, but it's not for you to educate everyone. And thank you for that. You can be open, but you don't owe your diagnosis. You can be open, but you don't owe anyone your diagnosis. It's a personal thing because everyone's treated differently from when they do disclose because of the intersex of how we present as well. And not every organization, not every company is going to treat us the same way. So you don't owe anyone your diagnosis. You can share, but bottom line is you do deserve conditions that let you perform well. Okay. Like, for example, Wendy said, I had to disclose for, I was nearly fired from my job. Right? That is sad to read. And that shouldn't be happening. Okay? Just saying. When I say you don't owe anyone your diagnosis, just because you've shared it doesn't mean you owe it to them. You've done it from a place of advocacy, not from a place of I owe them. Do you see the difference? Okay. We are going to move on. We're going to move on because I didn't do that one. So here's some small adjustments, major results, right? With time blindness, have visible timelines, alarms, meeting nudges. With slow info processing, you might want to do a pre-read. You want to pause in meetings with distractions. You might have headphones, quiet times. All of these things are helpful. And these are systems or support menu that you can implement and see if it works for you. Now, everyone's so different. Some things will work sometimes, but be prepared. The things that might work today may not work tomorrow, and that's okay. It's just part of the magic of ADHD. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So about interruptions, I already said it's like 23 minutes. Just to give you that background, Mark et al. 2008 wrote this around interruptions. And so I'm going to go forward with some things that might be helpful. When you have an interruption, I want you to name it, reset, and identify one tiny next step. Interruptions are detours, not failures. I got pulled away, take that 20 seconds, and identify one tiny step. Will you give yourself that compassion to do that? If you will, say yes in the chat or just thumbs this up. Don't feel like it's a failure. Feel like it's more like a detour. All right? It's a detour, not a failure. Yeah. Name it, reset, identify. we are going to go on. So, have you got a challenge? When does it happen? What have you tried? We're actually going to ask the community to share a challenge, when it happens, when does it happen, and what you've tried. We're going to workshop a few things to build customized solutions using some of today's framework, but also your own insights, because in community we learn quicker. We was never meant to do this in isolation. And so if you can share the challenge, when it happens, what you've tried, we can support you as a community. So Emma, you might not remember all of it, but you'll get a recording of it. The people that have paid for the add-on will get the slides. Maybe another way around it though, because they've been paying in advance. If I upgrade people that have paid to some of the tools I give, then that might help to circumstance it. But I'll see. I'll let you know, Emma, but I will email everyone what that looks like. Okay, so we've got scenarios in the chat. Okay, let's see. So let's talk about this, Sam, and hopefully help. Napping but feeling horrendous guilt. I'm just going to hide. So we're going to be helping Samantha with, chat is going off, which is great. How do we help Samantha remember not to have horrendous guilt? What are some techniques, reminders that we need to give to Samantha? Put it in the chat. Yes, just as a FYI, April will be editing the webinar and all the slides that I didn't quite finish as well. Okay, so 1 to 3, afternoon crash, napping but feel horrendous, guilt. How do we make sure that there's no guilt for, well, for me, I'm going to give you some things that I do. I remind myself that rest isn't something that I deserve. It's something I don't have to work for. It's to recover, right? Andy asked, what is the aim here? To not nap or to have it acceptable and not feel guilty? Resting when you have low energy can make you more productive for the rest of the day. Amazing. Samantha works for themselves. You're not choosing to nap, Samantha. Your body is responding to a need. It's a need to restore your energy so you can actually work and maintain well-being. It's a need as much as breathing, eating, etc. Thumbs up to that. Okay. Plan it in your diary as an appointment with yourself. Rest is a need. Love that. So you've got some really great tips here you can try. I'm just going to go get some fresh air, move the body, put in your face song, a bit of dancing. You can also, we've got some really great tips here. Definitely feel like compassion is the word that kind of comes up. So Samantha, what would it take to be compassionate about recognizing that this is a recharge, a reset, not a failure? Okay, so walking, some people have said, blocking out time, all of the things. So those are a few things, Samantha. Hopefully you can take something from those. But I definitely feel like this one is a great one to reflect on. Now I'm going to go back into the chat and see what else you are all saying. and then we will be commencing and closing down this session. Let me see, what have we got? And some of these we might not get to, but I am doing my best to go through the comments. Let's see. There's an Alexander talks about, or Judy talks about, try mindfulness for attention, self-care, and focus. Samantha says, thank you all. See, community. Thanks so much. It's absolutely my body, 4 and a 6-year-old. So we got also compounding things right into my meteoritis and ADHD, sensitive is as a need. So you've helped, Samantha, just being in community and sharing. So thank you, Samantha, for sharing, and thank you, community, for supporting Samantha. Okay. Other things. Let me know. I'm going to go to the comments. Yeah, the faith song piece. Dance like no one's watching, because no one's really watching. And it does help to elevate your energy levels. Something easy win. Okay. So there's a group training to go deeper into this, where you can be in community and find solutions at work around inattentive ADHD. So if this has been helpful to you today, I want you to put in just, what's the word? What word would be good? Actually, if you do on Menti, that's even better. So let me go to Menti. Oh, I've got another treat for you here. Let me just go. I say a treat, it's more work. I'm adding to stage. I'm going to go to my slides. Stop screen share, and I'm going to go to slides. Yes, you can get a diagnosis for ADHD via work if they offer that. Yes, vagus nerve. If you want to feel safe, dancing and singing is one of the ways to do that as well. Okay. So I'm just going to go back into Menti. Thank you, Sophie. Can you get diagnosed? Thank you, Paul, and all the community. I remember years ago when somebody says that there is no community. There is a community. We're here. So energy envelope system, real quick. You're basically going to be like choosing colors, what for your focus days, and I'm going to be sharing this more, but basically in the group training, you're going to get an energy envelope bucket, cognitive load schedule, context switching boundaries, shame resilience protocol, and a 90-day roadmap. Go into the Eventbrite and you'll be able to register for that and take the conversation further. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Wenda. Thank you all. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate you all. Remember to go onto our LinkedIn and talk about us, rave about us, share about what EI does, because that's the only way we're going to help more people get into community like this and come to our events. Thank you, Nathan, Priya, Sophie, Jyoti, all of you. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you. And we will be back soon with another session. But if you are interested in the group training, go over to Eventbrite and check it out. And I will be April, who is our content person, will be, I can't find the words, will be editing this video so that you'll see it much more slick as well. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Andrea. You know what? This session wouldn't be nothing without all of you. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you all being here. And it's been great to be here with all of you. So I will see you, gracias. I will see you next time in next week's session if you're going to be attending. And we will be here with you all. Other than that, do watch out for our other events that are coming in 2026 because we are planning them and they are going to be juicy. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Elizabeth. Samantha. Community is great, right? Stay in community, honestly. Speak to you all soon. wonder if there's a way to save these comments. That's my question. Okay. Thank you all. Yeah, the slides. It was only for people that paid, but if you go on LinkedIn, look at EI's socials and just say, went to this event, it was really good. I will personally then find your email and then send it to you. I know it's transactional, but it's the only way we can get more people to our workshops and to make an impact. Okay, bye. Take care all. Get the slides. Tag me at Exceptional Individuals, Ruth Ellen, and I will send you the slides on LinkedIn or on Instagram. We're on both platforms, and I will send you the slides. Okay.